Reserves. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Nebraska, Mr. Smith.
The gentleman from Nebraska is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in opposition to H.R. 4521, the so-called Competes Act. The trade division of this bill falls squarely within the Ways and Means Committee's jurisdiction. Yet, the first time we saw these provisions was last week when bill text was released by House Democrats. There was no committee process, no interest in putting together a thoughtfully vetted solution to address China. In fact, House Democrats wouldn't even bring my TPA amendment to the floor for a vote, an amendment that reflected years of bipartisan work and consensus about the importance of a close partnership between Congress and every president to achieve high-standard, enforceable trade agreements that open new markets for American goods and services. Instead, what we have before us today, it's a bill that fails to address China and fails American small businesses and consumers with provisions that would actually discourage work during a workforce shortage by expanding and delinking trade adjustment assistance from new trade opportunities. It would add more red tape to and narrows the eligibility of trade programs like GSP and MTB that small businesses and manufacturers rely on to compete in the global marketplace. It would also exacerbate the supply chain crisis by making unvetted changes to the de minimis rules, and that would also do nothing to address the administration's minimal effort to compete with China in the Indo-Pacific and around the world. Clearly, this bill is more about talking points than actual effective and proactive policymaking. President Biden and his party may be content with America sitting on the sidelines as China and our other competitors set global trade standards and divvy up the world's consumers. But I am not. This is a missed opportunity to spur momentum on a proactive trade agenda, protect American and strengthen American innovation, and alleviate some of the supply chain and workforce pressures our nation is facing. Therefore, I will vote no on this legislation, and I urge my colleagues to do the same. I yield back.
The gentleman from Florida.